handle of metal spoon held in hot water soon gets warm. But in case of a wooden or plastic spoon, the handle does not get warm. Both the materials behave differently regarding the transfer of heat. Both metals and non-metals conduct heat. Metal are generally better conductors than non-metals. In solids, atoms and molecules are packed close together. The atoms or molecules present at that end begin to vibrate more rapidly. They also collide with their neighboring atoms or molecules. In doing so, they pass some of their energy to neighboring atoms or molecules during collisions with them, with the increase in their vibrations. These atoms or molecules in turn pass on a part of the energy to their neighboring particles. In this way some heat reaches the other parts of the solids. This is a slow process and very small transfer of heat takes place from hot to cold parts in solids. The mode of transfer of heat by vibrating atoms and free electrons in solids from hot to cold parts of a body is called conduction of heat. A material that allow heat or energy to pass through is known as conductor. All metals are good conductors of heat. The substances through which heat does not conduct easily are called bad conductors or insulators. Cotton, wool, glass, rubber, etc. are bad conductors or insulator. Consider a solid block. One of its face, area A, is heated to a temperature T1. Heat flows along its length to opposite face at temperature T2 in T seconds. The amount of heat that flows in unit time is called the rate of flow of heat. Rate of flow of heat equals Q over T, thus Q is heat and T is time. Rate of flow of heat depend on various factors. Area. If larger the area, greater will be flow of heat. So rate of flow of heat is directly proportional to area. Length of solid. Larger is the length between the hot and cold ends of the solid, more time it will take to conduct heat to the colder end, and smaller will be the rate of flow of heat. Thus, rate of flow of heat is Q over T is inversely proportional to length. Temperature difference between ends. Greater is the temperature difference between hot and cold faces of the solid, greater will be the rate of flow of heat. Thus rate of flow of heat is Q over T is directly proportional to difference between T1 and T2. Good conductors are used when quick transfer of heat is required through a body. Thus cookers, cooking plate, boiler, radiators and condensers of refrigerators, etc. are made of metals such as aluminum or copper. Similarly, metal boxes are used for making ice, ice cream, etc. Insulators or bad conductors are used in home utensils such as handles of saucepans, spoons, etc. They are made up of wood or plastic. Air is one of the bad conductors. That is why cavity walls, i.e. two walls separated by an air space, and double glazed windows keep the houses warm in winter and cool in summer. The transfer of heat through a fluid that is liquid or gas caused by molecular motion are known as convection. A balloon inflated with hot air. A liquid or a gas becomes lighter, less dense, as it expands on heating. Hot liquid or gas rises up above the heated area. Take a beaker and fill 2/3 of it with water. Heat the beaker by keeping a burner below it. Drop 2 or 3 crystals of potassium permanganate in the water. It will be seen that colored streaks of water formed by the crystals move upwards above the flame and then move downward from sideways. When the water at the bottom of the beaker gets hot, it expands, become lighter and rise up, while the cold but denser water moves downward to take its place. Why does sea breeze blow during the day? Why does land breeze blow in the night? Land and sea breeze are the result of convection. On the hot day, the temperature of the land increases more quickly than the sea. The air above the land gets hot and rise up. Cold air from the sea begins to move towards the land. It is called sea breeze. At night, the land cools faster than sea. Therefore, air above the sea is warmer and rise up, and cold air from the land begins to move towards the sea. It is called land breeze. Gliding are also example of convection current. Glider pilots use upward movement of hot air currents due to convection of heat. These rising currents of hot air are called thermal. The upward movement of air currents in thermals help them to stay in air for a long period. Our sun is the major source of heat energy. But how does this heat energy reach the Earth? It reaches us neither by conduction nor by convection. There is a third mode called radiation by which heat travels from one place to another. How does this heat reach us directly from a fireplace? Heat does not reach us by conduction through air from a fireplace because air is a poor conductor of heat. Heat does not reach us by convection because the air getting heat from the fireplace does not move in all directions. Hot air moves upward from the fireplace. Heat from the fireplace reaches us directly by a different process in the form of waves called radiation. The rate at which radiations are emitted depends upon various factors such as color and texture of the surface, surface temperature, surface area. The four faces of a Leslie cube is a metal box having faces of different nature. Leslie's cube may be as follows. Colored surface, dull black surface, white surface, shining silver surface. Hot water is filled in the Leslie's cube. Leave for 1 minute. This is to enable the surfaces to heat up to the temperature of the water. Use the infrared detector to measure the intensity of infrared radiation emitted from each surface, or the temperature of the surface. Make sure that the detector is the same distance from each surface for each reading. After experiment, it is found that dull black surface is best emitter of heat. Colored surface is good emitter of heat. White surface is bad emitter of heat. Shining silver surface is worst emitter of heat.